Alright, so this is the July update for the Halo 3 LEGO Harry Potter mod. It's going to be quite a quick one this month, and I've got a couple of things to show you. So this is a turret made out of LEGO. And it also has damage states, so as you damage the turret you get, well, I'll just show you. So as you can see, bits fall off. I've knocked it over, which isn't very good. Just give me a second. So you see that parts of the turret fly off. They go all over the place, and there's different damage states, so minor damage, medium damage, major damage. So when it's damaged you can obviously still shoot it, and the barrel will still turn and so on. It's just more of a cosmetic thing, really. Right, so moving on. And so the turret of course fits onto a LEGO Warthog. So this is what I've spent most of the month working on. Most of the month of June. Is still not finished yet, which we'll get into later, but as you can see it's a Warthog. It's made out of LEGO. And the turret on the back, which we saw before. So yeah, you can drive it around like a regular Warthog. And of course it's got the lights at the front and the brake lights at the back, which are quite hard to see. And it behaves fairly similar to the regular Warthog. So what's this going to be useful for? Well, basically I aim to have 3 parts to the mission. You're going to run down the Hogwarts Express, and then you're going to run back along the top, escaping in a Warthog in a classic Halo Warthog chase. So this is obviously a significant amount of work, but I think it's worth it because it's the main thing you're going to be driving around. What it looks like in the Blender software, and the various markers you see on it are for the destruction. So when something breaks off, what's actually happening is it's being deleted off the main model and it's being spawned as a separate object. So there's a marker for each place where stuff will break off. It's not finished yet, so they're not all there yet, but there's also markers used by the game. So for example, that's the camera, so the camera looks at this, and you've got markers for the headlights and so on. So if, as you can see, you've got the base and then minor damage, medium damage, major damage and destroyed. So you can see how it progresses. So this is the minor damage. You lose some of the top part, a bit at the front. One of the reasons this took so long is because, for example, these studs here, they're not actually present on the base model because you can't see them. So it's pointless to have the game render this geometry which the player can't see. It's a waste of resources, and we're actually really approaching the engine limit on a lot of these things anyway, because it's quite an old game. I think it was 2007, so it's really not designed for this. But yeah, to walk you through the permutations, this is the base. Of course these studs aren't all here because the turret sits on top of here, so you don't really need these. That one's just left over, I just didn't bother to get rid of it. So yeah, this is the minor destruction. This is the medium destruction. This is the major destruction, so you know, you're on your last legs if you're driving this piece of junk around. And this is what it looks like when it's destroyed. So obviously the steering wheel's gone and all the wheels are gone. What's interesting about this Warthog and the way the Warthog works in the default game is very similar, is that so this is the collision shape. Obviously it's getting quite technical now, but basically this part, you know, each colour corresponds to a different part of the Warthog. So if I shoot the wheel, I can destroy the wheel without destroying the rest of the Warthog. So the wheel will move through these states. Or, you know, a good example would be the front of the car. If I shoot this green bit, first it'll look like this, then it will lose this part, but this will all still be the base one. It's quite hard to explain, so I'll just show you in game. So the parts flying off for the Warthog aren't implemented yet, because there's several hundred pieces and it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would. So let's say I start shooting the front of the Warthog. Okay, so that part has been destroyed, but as you can see the rest of the Warthog is fine. And then it's lost a bit more, but the rest of the Warthog is still fine because I'm only shooting that part. And now, you know, it's on its last legs, and if I shoot it enough it will destroy the whole Warthog. Yeah, so obviously this is a destroyed Warthog now. And that means that, so once I get the pieces to fly off, when you're playing it feels dynamic. You take a hit to the front, something flies off the front. You take a hit to the wheel, something flies off the wheel. So, just to illustrate this point a bit further, so you're driving along just fine, but you're taking too many hits to the wheel. Obviously the sounds aren't implemented yet, and a broken bit of wheel should shoot out the side. But now you can still drive this, and you probably won't notice the difference in handling because you've still got 3 wheels. But if you lose one of the back wheels, right, so you saw the car sink down, it's lost its front right wheel and its back left wheel, and you can still drive it, but it's lopsided and it's not controlling very well. So it's a very dynamic system. I've had a lot of advice with this, so it's not all me. But yeah, you can see that I'm leaning down on the back left wheel, and if I try and turn, it will lean down on the front right as well. But you can still drive it. So it's got dynamic damage. I just need to add the remaining pieces flying off, which is obviously going to take a while. So yeah, that's it for this update. It's been quite a slow month. Thanks for watching.